Welcome on into the Why Willie podcast show. Happy New Year. I'm Willie Cologne and he is
JJ, baby. What's going on, Big Willie? It seems like it's been a milestone, man, since we've seen or talked to each other. What's been going on with you?
I miss you. Happy New Year.
Yes. Thank you. I miss you too, Big Willie.
Behind the curtain, I was telling you, I felt like through your Instagram, I've been on this voyage, even though I never left New Jersey. But because you and SoGucci have taken a quick hiatus, I feel like I've traveled the 7 seasons and eaten some exotic fruit and had some delicious fish. What the hell have you been up to outside of, going on this voyage that I'm privy to through your Instagram?
Well, Big Willie, ever since my mama passed, and Big Willie's been hard on me. I'm just going to be honest with you. And I know don't nobody know, as much as you do because you done been through that situation already before. And Big Willie, this was a much, much needed vacation that my mother was supposed to have been going on with me. And I done did everything with a Big Willie except for took her on a cruise. And we had everything planned. She was going to go on the cruise with you and I was going to be with us. And I was going to be like, yes. I finally took her to Barbados. I took her to Dubai. Now I took her up on a cruise. And the thing about it, we flew out to go on a cruise on my mama's birthday, which was December the 28th, the one she had to cancel. Exactly. But Big Willie was well needed. I was up and down, it was so much going on. It kind of took my mind off of it. And then, I kind of come back to, missing and, feeling sad and everything. But, when the most part, it was a great distraction to try to keep my mind off, what was going on, to try to, rejuvenate me from where I was. And, we went to the Bahamas. We went to got down at Cozumel, Mexico. We went to Honduras. We got down and went to Cozumel, Mexico. And Big Willie, when I tell you, we ate some of the best got done at red snapper fish and lobster that you pick your own fish out and you pick your own lobster out, got done, and they go prepared. It ain't frozen. He told me, man, we just caught this probably about 10 minutes ago, and they bring it up there to him up on a string from the boat, up on a stick, and next thing you know, they put it up on a plate, and you pick which one you want. God dang, Big Willie, they weigh it, but damn, I didn't think it was gonna cost $91 for a red snapper. I don't know if that was just the American part we was over there at or what, but dang, it was good though.
Oh, they know how to get you. They feel like if you're going to be on vacation, that you want to eat and eat like a king, you want to drink like a king. So, but a king comes with a high price. So
what you saying?
They know how to tap into your wallet. I agree. I think one thing about going on vacation, man, it's good to kind of let your hair down and kind of let your mind go, and especially I know you were with your family. Which interesting. Also, I never met your father, but I knew the gentleman that was on your Instagram was your father because you guys share the same white chest hair and the same exact spot.
Big Willie, do you know I said the same thing when we was on the beach and I looked at the picture, I was like, dang, Dad, we match.
Hey, I laughed my ass off. I said, I've never met JJ's dad, but I know that's JJ's daddy. Because you guys got that little Care Bear patch right there. Both smoky white, that powder white chest hair with everything black around it.
Yes, sir.
That must be their signature genetic code there. It was hilarious.
They call that real money. That's that wealth right there. That wealth of knowledge. That's that real money right there, Big Willie. When you see that right there, God done it, that you got some favoritism going on, God done it. That's that wealth of knowledge, that the blessing, everything that come with it, all in one patch.
Yeah, I mean, to have that Peter Cottontail right in the middle of your chest is special indeed. Happy New Year to everybody once again who's following us. And I know we have a lot of new followers. And I thank you guys for joining us. And we're going to continue to entertain, educate, and elevate as we do this podcast. My New Year's was great. I kept it real low key. The family came over. We ate dinner. We relaxed. And I'm gonna be honest, I struggled during the Happy New Year. It was around 10. It was around 10 o'clock, and I was on the couch like
hold on now, Big Willie. You went in the Big Apple, got done and looking at the ball drop and all that close to New York where you is. Come on now, Big Willie.
No, it was different, man. We usually we do something. We usually go to a restaurant, or we hit up a club. We've done things in the past. This time, I think me and my wife are on the same page, especially with the kids. We're going to keep it inside. So we kept it very low key and chilled. We had she cooked up some things, and we ate, and the kids were upstairs. I was on the couch, and we were running around, and we kind of were able to see the ball drop, and we went to sleep. I literally had to go to work the next morning. I had to be up at 4 in the morning. So I couldn't do too much, but it was cool. It was simple, which I appreciate. I really didn't want to do too much. I kind of just wanted to be in my own house with my own family and kind of see the ball drop and go to sleep. So which I did.
Well, that's okay. I'll celebrate it for you, Big Willie. We was on a floating bar.
Floating bar.
Yeah, we had to pay $1,000 just to get down and reserve the seat. But I'm gonna be honest with you,
spending that money, Jay. I ain't mad at you, baby.
It was better than being on the floor and all that crowd with everybody. Cause so while everybody was celebrating, we was on a floating bar like a spaceship. They come up and down real slowly and come back down. You could drink on. They had reserved tables for us. We saw all the balloon drop, everything. So I celebrated for you, Big Willie. I made sure I got a toast in for you.
Well, I appreciate that, which leads me to my next comment, and I appreciate the segue. You not only dropped that one ball, you also dropped a bomb while you were away. Most folks...
What you mean, bomb, Big Willie? It was so peaceful over there. The water was beautiful. The sun was out. The sun was glistening off the ocean. I mean, what kind of bomb, Big Willie? What you saying? I ain't hear no explosions.
Most folks at this current time know Aikisha and I have left the Belle Collective.
Yeah.
There was anticipation that maybe you and SoGucci may or would be leaving, but nobody knew. You didn't discuss it, and I definitely didn't know. However, SoGucci threw a post out there and said, listen, guys, JJ and I and our family will be leaving the show, and I don't want to speak for you, but the news is out. You and SoGucci are no longer a part of Belle Collective, and I want to give you the floor and speak on that.
Well, Big Willie, I'm going to be honest with you. It comes a time where you got to be a bigger person and a bigger man in a situation because you got to decide, is it a show that's going to characterize and make you look like who they want you to look like, or is you going to be the man got done and show the people who you really is? You feel what I'm saying? Because while they out there making money, they can destroy your goddamn family, which that's what they were doing. And to be honest with you, as you seen on the reunion, we had a whole lot to say, but very little got showed. And they edited the way they wanted to look like and make it seem like, okay, you said this or you did that or you coming for this person like that, when really they did us just like they did SoGucci got done on her live interview. They cut her off. They cut us off just like they cut her off. And they gave you what they wanted to see. That's the reason, got done it. It's good when we can have a platform like we do and we can actually tell and say and let the people know what's going on because they getting it from a different perspective. And then it tripped me out because people want to talk about you, talk about they know you. They've been around the family for the longest. Oh, we knew them this and they did that and Big Billy. It just tripped me out because goddamn, they don't know a bit more what's going on. Them people be looking for attention. They got there and get on social media, talk all that goddamn crap about what they know, what they do. They don't want to get on TV. They don't want to get on the show, but telling every damn thing goddamn that they think they supposed to goddamn know. And people giving their insights about, oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. Oh, I love this goddamn because, but you don't realize it ain't like it seems. People cut it up the way they wanted to look like they got done it, draw a picture of how they want you to look, got done it, and let the people decide who wrong and who right. Everybody got to be a villain. And if you the one got done it that they going to make look like a villain, Big Willie, then you got no control of that because you ain't putting the shit together. You feel what I'm saying? But it make me feel good because when people talk about you, they let you know you just doing something right. I love haters. I love goddamn when they talk about me. Well, if they talk about me bad, I wish it could be worse. Because when you in somebody's mouth like that, it's just like you said. What you tell Glenn? I'm in your what?
I live rent free in your head.
There you go. I'm living rent free in they got darn head, got darn it. So I feel good. So that make me know I'm doing something right. And then I'm so cold with it, Big Willie. They can talk about me and I can see you out in public. I'm going to shake a hand, got done it. I'm going to hug you, got done it, act like ain't nothing happened because you know why? I ain't bothered. I ain't bothered, baby. Because when you ain't bothered, you ain't got to get on the social media, text back, send a comment, try to explain yourself, do all that. Because then you sitting there trying to explain yourself like you trying to hide something, like you trying to, you trying to prove something or something. I ain't got nothing to prove nobody. Because everybody in the SIP know who I am. They know, goddamn it, what kind of person I am. So, goddamn it, they'll tell you all the time, the same way we knew him in school, the same way he is now. So, goddamn it, let them talk. Let them entertain. If they need that attention, I'm happy for them, goddamn it, because JJ and SoGucci all right over here, and we ain't losing nan goddamn night of sleep.
You mentioned the reunion. It is officially over. We were on episode 2 of the reunion. Obviously, it was a lot. A lot of was talked about the incident that happened at Cliffs in a Latrice spot. And what's interesting about that, in a nutshell, and I've talked about it. I think we've beat the hell out of the horse at this point in reference to what happened and who's responsible for it. I do think one thing that needs to be said, and it came up towards the end of the reunion, episode 2, this phone situation. I think
Yes.
I want to talk about that real quick.
Yes.
Once again, Aikisha and I never saw the phone, never even, we don't even know what the phone looks like. But I think one thing that got missed was that they were able to show the text that Latrice sent my wife, which was an ugly text. I mean, Latrice got down to the mud and she tried to drag Aikisha and I by the hair, but we didn't give a fuck. Nevertheless,
Exactly.
nevertheless, one of the things that was not talked about, Latrice reached out to us 3 weeks after that incident. Like the incident had happened, we haven't heard or talked or even knew anything about the phone until 3 weeks later. We were already back in Jersey. I remember when my wife received the text because I was actually in bed with her, and Aikisha was like, "Oh, this is Latrice," and she read it out loud. I was like, "God damn, what the hell happened?" I want to make this clear: we're not in the business of stealing anybody's phone. Like the what pisses me off is like, wow. If we're gonna get you, we're gonna come for you. We're not gonna hold the phone to be petty. It's childish and stupid. Nevertheless, what also didn't get clarified was if you wanted the phone that bad and you knew where the phone was because your phone was telling you where the phone was, why not just go get the phone yourself? Overall, man, I'm glad. I'm be honest. I'm glad it's all over.
Oh my goodness! But I feel like I got like weight lifted off my shoulder, Big Willie. It's like I can breathe. I feel like I'm free. I feel like a caterpillar don't turn into a butterfly. I don't got my wings now. I can fly and float away, Big Willie. I feel good.
Yeah, and I'm glad it's over. I'm glad Aikisha and I had the opportunity, and I think it was something that we don't regret. But I think you have to know what's for you and what's not for you. And I think we realize at this time this is not for us, and we have a choice. And our choice is to leave the show, and you guys made your choice.
And Big Willie, the family has been doing great. The girls, everybody getting along, got done it just like it was damn near when everything before we even got started. I mean, I hate to say it, but for some reason, it's like, you know, everything happened and it's like mama brought all us back together. The show couldn't do it. Mama passed. It's like everybody came together and realized how much life mean to a person, how much time we spend neglecting and taking life for granted. And it's like mama say, if the show couldn't do it, I'm gonna bring y'all back together. And it's like we closer than ever, even than we ever been, before all of this happened. And man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Uh Family, mamas, relationships, it's important. And people take that stuff for granted and don't realize how much life is important until it's gone. And man, people need to start taking that stuff in consideration because we only got a short time to be here. It seems like a long time, but really a short time. And you don't realize how short it is until the person ain't in your life.
Amen. Last question in reference to the reunion. Do you think they missed out on anything that wasn't told during the season?
When you say like miss out on
So one of the things I think they didn't do a good enough job on
oh yeah,
was
I got it.
our trip to New Orleans. I think I've said that before. There was
Oh
so
my
much that
goodness.
happened on that bus that just it could have actually been one episode in its entirety. They missed out on that. I also thought they missed out on our relationship off camera. I think there was more to be had, right?
Oh
I think
yeah.
there was just we left a lot on the floor that could have been shown, and that could have painted a little better picture for all parties involved.
It's like we wasted time showing good energy. I'm gonna be honest with you because
Yeah,
all the good energy and all the good vibes and all the stuff when people were getting along, they didn't show that. It's
right.
like they wanted to get into the bad, the roughness of it, the mud of it, and show people a different aspect of what we really was doing. Because most of the time, if you ask me, everybody was enjoying themselves, having good conversation and a great time. Just like when we was all dancing on the bus, got
Uh,
done there, everybody vibing, dancing to the music. We don't went all the way up to New Orleans, got done there dancing, drinking. Well, some of them was on there drinking, but even when they was drinking, they was still having a great time, and the vibe was just good.
yeah, I mean, like the bus ride, what a lot happened. Also, I also think in the house, right? Like, I think about
Yeah,
the little fun moments we had in the house. I wish they would have been able to show to let the people know that it wasn't all us just being messy and
nah,
clashing, or it wasn't just that. Like, we actually, outside of what we was trying to portray, there was a side where we were actually civil, where we were actually joking, we were actually talking. I can vividly remember sitting outside, me, you, Cliff, and Glenn sitting in those rocking chairs, and we just having grown folk talk, laughing. Right, I can remember, SoGucci dancing on top of the island, having fun. Everybody was cheering her on. Right, I can remember us in our room, laughing at each other and going crazy. So there were so many aspects I think that could have made this season a little more well-rounded. It would have added a lot more balance than us just clashing heads, the fight, what's next. That's what it
exactly.
felt. It felt very choppy from that aspect, but it is what it is.
But not just that.
Go.
You asked me what else I felt like they missed out on. Everybody businesses. The different things that we're doing in the community. So Gucci got done it getting a big old bus, got done it where you got clients and different people that's trying to buy a house where they actually get on the bus and they tour different neighborhoods and they showing them houses inside and out, brand new ones, where they signing different contracts and trying to get approved, got done it so they can buy the different houses that So Gucci is actually showing them, actually rolling for them haters talking about she ain't closing on no houses. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I
Man.
mean when I say the show got done it, portray you how they want you got done and look at how they want you to look. Because So Gucci don't did a whole lot of stuff, even including myself, with business and including you all. Where they come to and you filming, you're taking up a whole day, and all of a sudden it don't make the cut.
Yeah, and you're 100% right, and I thank you for that, because there was a large part of this season where my wife's part of her storyline was her menopause and how she was dealing with it and how it affected our relationship, on and on and on. My wife came out with a pajama line called Bam Blue,
Yes.
and is doing extremely well. And thank you for everybody that continues to support and continue to support. And she actually gave out pajamas to the girls while we were down in New Orleans. Right, she went from room to room and handed out
Didn't
gift
show none of that.
baskets. Never made it. And so when you talk about being collective, I mean, the reason why we joined the show was to show how we're trying to impact the community during our professional lives. And so that never made it. And it sucked, right? Because I think, to your point, there's a lot of time, effort, passion, and money that goes behind what we do off camera. And the platform is, ours to kind of show what we're about, what we're trying to do, on and on and on.
Exactly.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. Come on back. Me and JJ, Why Willie Podcast Show. Happy New Year once again to everybody. I think when you start the new year, I think it's a great time to self-reflect and set goals. I think in order to do that, you need to do a little bit of a self-audit, right, JJ?
Yes.
By the way, we have Brittany Smith, our producer, who's the lifeline of this whole podcast, because me and JJ know nothing. Without her, we'll be absolute dust. So shout out to Britt. She's joining us during this conversation. So I threw out there self-audit. And the reason I think I chose a self-audit, because I think sometimes in order to figure out where you want to go, you got to figure out where you're at. And if you know anything about a self-audit, it's pretty much it's a checklist on, it's pretty much a useful tool on how to reflect on your behavior or your situation. I think that's a great way to kind of put it in context. So I came up with 5 questions. I did a little bit of research, and you guys can chime in. I'm gonna ask you the question, and you go, then I'll go, and let's get right to it. I think one of the questions you have to ask yourself while you're doing this self-audit is, what were the most proudest moments of this past year? What happened this year that you're most proud of? JJ, I'll start with you.
I got rid of all the bull crap, got done it, and got with my family, got done it the way it's supposed to be.
Okay,
that's right. I got into the chapter that's even better than it was. Far as got done, and me and SoGucci doing the right thing, so family can be family.
Go ahead, Britt. What do you think?
I don't know. There's like a few things. There's not like one specific thing. I mean, I did officially set my date for my wedding. That's going to be this year. So that's something that I've been procrastinating.
Congratulations.
So,
by the way, it's a running joke. Britt's been engaged for like 12 years.
It's not 12. It's been everybody takes their time. But I'm a bit of a procrastinator.
Britt,
so
Britt, don't feel bad, because got done it all. I was with SoGucci since 05.
But when did you get married?
2018, Big Willie.
Oh, well, that's ridiculous. That you need to be stoned because of that.
But I would say
ahead,
that or honestly, like how this show has grown. Like we started this in January to where it is now, inch by inch. It's been a slow growth, but it's been cool to see it to where it is now, and just that we're still going, and where you guys have taken it and how it's developed.
Brick by brick. We can't do it without you, Britt. Just know that. Yes. For me, I stopped drinking. I don't know. I think I've been honest about that.
What the hell?
Yeah, I put up.
Can you say that one more time? You caught me off guard like a mother.
I officially stopped. Yeah, bro. One of the things that happened was this past July, while I was in Mississippi, I got gout. Like, I was struggling with gout, and it was really hindering me. And what really struck a nerve was when I got back to Jersey, I had a job opportunity to jump on the fan for the day. And the night before I was supposed to jump on the air. Now, for everybody out there, the Fan is one of the biggest sports radio shows in New York City. It's regional, but it's really huge. And it was a great opportunity for me. And I had gout. I had a massive gout flare up 3 o'clock in the morning. And I literally had to call my producer, one of the guys who, excuse me, he's not a producer, he's my boss. Shout out to Ryan Hurley. And I had to call Ryan 3 o'clock in the morning, like, man, I can't get out of bed. I have gout. And this was my third flare up in the 3 weeks. And I kept ignoring it because really it was like a coming to Jesus moment. It was like, listen, Willie, like, you're losing a paycheck and you're losing a great opportunity for your career because your body's pretty much telling you enough is enough. We can't go any further with it. And I have a lot of regret and guilt about my own football career because I feel like I burnt both ends of the candle. Like, I played extremely hard and I was extremely passionate about it. But when I hit them streets, I tore it up. And that's what shortened my career. I'm a firm believer alcohol shortened my career. And so it was really like a moment, like, either you're going to do this or you're going to have, and I'm getting older, right? I'm 41. Either you put your foot down and you say to yourself, enough is enough. I'm going to start investing in my health, and it can only lead to better wealth, or I can not invest in my health and struggle for years to come. So I put the bottle down, and I can't tell you the level of clarification, the level of just feeling better, not walking around achy or hungover. Before I can drink a whole bottle of Patron, take shots, go to bed 5 o'clock in the morning, be up by 12, and be ready to take over the world. I simply can't do that no more, especially with 2 children. So I'm extremely proud. I think my last drink was July 25th.
Oh, good
right.
for
I think
you.
that's right there. Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
I'm proud of that, man. So no more drinking for Willie Colon. I'm very proud of that. And I've been hanging strong. And I didn't have one drink during the holiday season, which I was very scared of, because being Hispanic and black,
I don't know how you held that together during the Christmas and
I had my own holiday party, and I didn't drink in my own bar. So I was happy with that.
One thing I want to also say what I'm very proud of, Big Willie, and I don't think they get enough credit. I want to say I'm very proud of God blessing me with the guys I got to help get these projects done. I have like 15 to 18 guys that I have to take care of. God been good to me. I've been able to keep them busy. And if it wasn't for them, none of this would be possible to even get these projects done and finished. And man, I want to say I'm very proud and thankful for God blessing me with such wonderful guys for when projects come up to be there and being dedicated to get these projects done and making these contractors happy.
What would you like to stop doing in the new year? I'll start with you, Britt.
Oh, I actually have a few things I want to stop doing, but the top of my list, I actually had like resolutions on my phone somewhere. But the top of my list was to stop being one, to be better just in terms of procrastinating. I do that.
Oh,
I do that in every aspect of life. I've always done that since high school, college. I operate well in a deadline, but sometimes I feel like I could do better if I plan well. And also just my phone. I feel like I'm constantly on my phone
slave to the
scrolling.
phone.
Yeah, I feel like in our industry sometimes like I feel like I need to be in the know scrolling on to get, keep up on news, especially in the sports world, but I just would love to be free from the shackles of this phone and just stop spending all my time on it and really get that was it that screen time down that your phone shows you. So
I like that. JJ, go.
Stop being told no when I'm horny, goddamn it. Big Willie, goddamn it. When it's time to goddamn get it, I'm ready to get it. Now, Big Willie, I know you feel. Thank you. I know you feel just like me, Big Willie.
Yeah.
When we want it, goddamn it, we want it. And goddamn it, one of the things I want to be able to goddamn stop being that. What was the question?
What would you like to stop doing in the new year?
Yeah, I like to stop doing. I would like to stop. Well, you didn't say her, did you?
yeah, because that's technically her. That's not you.
That's still part of it, though, Big Willie. I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah, that's one of it. And then I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna entertain no negativism, Big Willie. My year 2025 gonna be I always say 2025 gonna be time to come alive, Big Willie. This gonna be my year, goddamn it, gonna be more prosperous than ever. And whatever goddamn bull crap the devil try to throw at me, Big Willie, I ain't goddamn entertaining it, goddamn it. I'm gonna let them have it because they say goddamn whether it's good, they talking about your bad. I ain't gonna entertain it, Big Willie. I ain't dealing with no negativity in 2020, goddamn 5. And boy, I'm finna blossom.
For me, I'm right along with Britt, man. I'm the procrastination has to stop. Like it's every aspect
It's
of my life. I stew in it. I think about it. It never gets done. I get yelled at, and I feel bad about myself. It lowers my self-esteem, and also fear of failure. I realize I've become a prisoner in my own mind. The overthinking, the trying to make the perfect move along the way it just puts me in a stuck position. And I've realized that's happened to me a lot. And then task aversion, right? Sometimes I set a task and I kind of go, whoop, 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 instead of just saying, step by step, just being methodical and being consistent. Number 3, what do I want to continue to do in the new year? Like what's something that happened in the past year that I would like to continue in the new year? Go with JJ.
Big Willie, I know you say this all I talk about, but I ask for each year to get better. If I'm blessed one year, I ask God bless me even bigger, goddamn, and more prosperous the following year. So I just want bigger blessings.
Okay, I like that. Go ahead, Britt.
I want to continue to just like expand my horizons, new opportunities, new experiences. Like I love whether it's traveling or in terms of work or like my own like self-development. Just just go out there not being afraid, like you said, the fear of failure. I don't want to like hold myself back and keep trying new things. And
for me, I think I've not mastered like I'm some goddamn Dr. Phil. But I've come to an awakening where I'm allowing myself to communicate how I feel. I think people look at me as this rough and tumble, Bronx kid, this Bronx bully kind of identity that I've kind of, fell in love with and kind of, exude. But I've also realized, and part of having a successful marriage and part of having successful relationships, you just got to be honest about how you feel and be able to communicate that, right? And it doesn't matter if it's good, bad, or indifferent, you just got to say it. Because sometimes saying it is part of the healing. And sometimes saying it allows, your significant other, mine's being Aikisha, of course, my wife, to just see where you're at. Because if you don't say anything and they're just seeing you do things that hinders your progression, they're like, well, what the hell is wrong with you? Like earlier this year, I was in a serious funk, right? The job space wasn't really going as well as I planned. I wasn't getting opportunities that I thought I was deserving of or I wanted. And I just wasn't feeling good about myself. I was just kind of really, the show had happened. I was really kind of, really stewing about the loss of my mom and my aunt. And this shit was just going on, right? And I was just stewing in it. And I found myself in a real bad funk. And so I went to lunch with Aikisha, and the kids were away, and we were just having lunch, and we're just talking about everything we got going on. And I was just like, I just dumped it all out. I was like, I'm depressed, I'm frustrated, I'm upset. And she was like, oh, you're grieving. Like she see everything that, and I was grieving about the loss of my aunt and my mom, and thinking about work and what I'm not doing and how I'm not able to really just put myself in the best position. And I was kind of just dumping it all out, and she was just, when I realized as I'm saying this, as cathartic it was for me, I looked across the table and looked at Aikisha, and she was just like, whew. It was like a load off her chest, where she's like, I get it now. Like, because for every wife or a loved one, when you can't get through your significant other, it becomes extremely frustrating for them, because they feel like they have to take on more because you're not on par. And I could see the frustration, and I could see the, she couldn't fuck me good enough, right? She couldn't feed me good enough. She couldn't do the things that really kind of get you in the moving in the right direction. Yes. So for a woman's standpoint, she was just like, what the fuck is wrong with Willie? And so I realized from my standpoint, being able to actually communicate and say what's coming out of my mouth about how I'm feeling, no matter what it is, and being able to work through that, made us kind of closer. It made us better. It gave us more insight. Gave us both a kind of a jolt of life, and we've been doing better. So I like that. So what are you going to start doing in the new year? Let's start with JJ.
What I want to start doing, I want to get bigger contracts.
Okay.
I just want to make this year better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get bigger projects than what I've been getting so far. And that's my goal right there. I want to try to get bigger projects. I'm going to start investing in and things to get residual income other than my business. I want to start, getting into other things and other avenue and building generational wealth.
I like that. Britt, go ahead, babe.
All right. So what I want to start doing this year, it's a lot of small stuff in terms of like being healthier. Like I know everybody says they want to eat healthier and work out, which I always need to do. I want to start doing that to get in that wedding shape anyways. But I feel like one specific thing is like, I feel like I don't drink a lot, enough water or hydrate enough. I feel like just taking that step, like drink more water. It sounds boring, but drink more water, be healthy.
So to just piggyback off your point, Britt, one of the things I've learned to do, especially, this kind of falls in line with the last question, is learn to continue to celebrate the small wins, right? You talked about drinking more water. Like, I think sometimes we plan these big goals. I know, JJ, you talked about your contract. But sometimes there's little things that happen along the way that are actually like, okay, that's a pat on the chest. Good job for you. Learn to celebrate those, right? Like I've learned this year, sometimes we look at the mountain, we look at the top of the mountain so much, we forget that in order to get there, little things that has to happen for you to get there, and those are the wins. So learn to celebrate those. And I've learned to do that this past year, so I will continue to do that. One of the things I'm going to start doing in the new year, man, I'm going to learn Spanish. Enough is enough. I can't tell you.
Big Willie, let's go with it. I want to learn with you. Let's do it.
We're going to do it because I'm going to tell you why. And I've said this. I can't talk
Big
about
Willie,
it enough.
You Puerto Rican. You supposed to know that already.
That's my point, Jay. My last name's Colon. My name is Willie Colon. It's literally the same last name of a historic famous salsa singer. People drag me from coast to coast for not being able to speak Spanish. So this year I have declared, Willie, you will learn how to speak Spanish. So I'm doing it. I'm in the season I'm doing, so I'm going to do that. I'm also, I think I've talked about this, in March, the first week of March, I'm doing a Spartan race in Houston, Texas. And it's from the 7th through the 9th. And I'm doing it with two of my buddies. Shout out to Delonte. Shout out to Jay. I'm actually getting in great shape. I ran 4 miles today. I felt good about that. I'm down 30 pounds. I'm down 40 pounds, really. Down 40 pounds. My goal weight is 300. I'm trying to be 300 by the time the start of the race so I can do the damn thing. So the Spartan race, I'm excited to do. And I realized, during this past year, I got to get back to being the competitive chunky boy I was growing up. Like, I was always a chunky kid who was outside playing hoops, playing baseball, running around on my bike. I was just out. I was that kid. I gotta find him again. So that's my goal this year, get back to being more active. And I think part of my motivation is getting in shape, losing the weight, and just getting my ass out and doing. What or who makes you uncomfortable and why?
Anyone that got any kind of negative vibes that ain't on the same level that I'm on, Big Willie, that's what makes me uncomfortable. If we ain't got done thinking on the same page and we ain't on the same accord and we ain't trying to benefit each other and move up, then I can't be around you. That's what makes me uncomfortable. People that always drag and talking about negativity, talking about what ain't going right. I'm so tired of this. This person don't did this. All the goddamn babbling, lollygagging, goddamn it. That stuff that just draining, that just brings you down. You could be having a great day, Big Willie, and all you doing now is listening to all these people problem, everything they got going on, everything they don't like about somebody, what they don't like, and that stuff just draining. That's what I don't want to be around. I want positive influences in my life this year.
The reason I'm asking that question is because once you identify it, you know what to stay away from. And so, but I think some people don't realize what toxicity actually lies around them. They just kind of go with the flow. But sometimes if you identify why I'm uncomfortable or why my mood changes when I'm around this person or I'm in this situation, then you go, hey, I shouldn't be here anymore. So let me go the other way.
Yeah, that's kind of rolling off what JJ said. Not negativity, but like um people who just kind of rush to judgment in general. I feel like social media has made people just feel like they need to form an opinion on something and rush to judgment without hearing, both sides. There's no like nuance in conversations anymore. It's either you're on this side or that side, or you see a video and a 10-second video out of context and you feel like you need to harp and dogpile on somebody and rush to judgment. And sometimes I see that in like real life, and I just wish people would have practice more empathy or more patience or nuance
like
and before you rush to judge somebody. So people kind of who just like that.
One of the things that I realized that makes me uncomfortable, probably to right now, but I realize I have to allow it to happen, is realizing I can't rescue everybody, right? Especially people I love.
Yes.
That's really been the troubling for the last. It's always been the story of my life. I've always felt like anybody that's been in need or needs help, Willie can come save you and then off and running. However, even in my own family, there's people who I realize I simply can't save. Money won't do it. Talking to won't do it. They're going to have to get out their own way by simply acknowledging what's holding them back, and hopefully they get through it. And if they don't get through it, it's out of my hands. That's been the hardest part, because the biggest thing is when you see the potential in somebody, when you see the potential in somebody you love, and you see the train coming down the tracks, but yet they're standing on the tracks, and you're yelling, "Hey, get the fuck off the tracks!" And you realize you're stuck in a position where you can only do so much. You can't remove them from the tracks. It's frustrating as fuck. For me, this year has been cathartic in a way where I've realized, Willie, you got to let people go through what they got to go through. And it's tough to watch. It's hard. It's frustrating, but also you go through shit, and when you look at your own shit that you've gone through, you realize you're a better person because of it. So you can't rob that person from that experience. So that's what's uncomfortable, but I'm growing and I'm learning from it. Before we take a break, I want to kind of, for all our listeners, recap the 5 questions. And hopefully everybody that's listening, take some time, look at the pod, listen to JJ, listen to Britt, listen to me, and go through your own kind of self-audit. And hopefully this helps you in the new year. Question number 1, What were you most proud of this past year? And like I said, if you have trouble with that, go through your phone, go month by month, and see what were some of the highlights. Number 2, what would you like to stop doing in the new year? I have a ton of shit that I didn't list, but that's the procrastinating and overthinking, the fear of failure. Definitely got to get over that. What do I want to continue to do in the new year? Something that happened in 2024 that you started, that you would like to finish in the new year. Hopefully you're able to do that. Number 4, what are you going to start doing in the new year? We all have goals. We talk about weight loss. Britt talked about drinking more water. JJ said, listen, hey, me and JJ both got to learn Spanish. And number 5, what or who makes you uncomfortable? And the reason for asking that is because if you're able to identify it and acknowledge it and put a face to it, chances are it makes you realize I don't need to be in this situation around this person. I need to go the other way. And it makes for a stress-free life, which we all need to be. All right, we're going to take a quick break and come on back and close the show. Why Willie Podcast Show. All right, JJ, before we get up out of here, I got one more question for you, brother.
Come on, Big Willie. I've been on vacation. I'm ready for it.
In reference to the Belle Collective, I think everybody now knows I am leaving, Aikisha's leaving, Gucci is out, and so is JJ. But my question to you is, would you do it again? Would you be on reality TV? This is your second stint. Obviously, you was on with the girls. Now, Belle Collective, people love you on TV. They love you, period. Is this something you will entertain in reference to being on reality TV?
Yes, sir. If it's on a bigger platform, goddamn, is it more classy? You goddamn right. I'm gonna give them the comedy, goddamn, everyday life, goddamn, from the beginning, goddamn, how JJ was all the way to how he is right now today. Entertainment that you need. This is what we made for. But we got to be goddamn steered in the right direction and not how you portray us to goddamn be. So when it's on that kind of platform and goddamn and you want a good laugh and you want a good show, goddamn it, bring it on, goddamn it. Matter of fact, we out there. Y'all want to get at us, come on with it, goddamn it. We right here, goddamn it. Right people come along. Y'all want us, goddamn it. You goddamn right. We're going to give you goddamn what you supposed to get, what the people been missing. And you think you got entertained in. Wait till you get entertained with the real, what y'all going to show, goddamn it, and what they ain't going to take out. Then you really going to get your ratings, goddamn it, to blow up. Now, that's some real talk for you.
JJ and SoGucci are official free agents. So anybody that's looking for a hell of a time, come holler at them. Would I do it again? Yeah, I think we would do it again. I think one of the goals for Aikisha and I when we joined the Belle Collective was to show a positive, Black, fun, loving family.
Yes.
We're still them. I think our next opportunity, we want to exude that. I think we want to show the real, we want to show the love, and we want to show Aikisha and I both being individuals, because she is different from me and I'm different from her. She has Southern roots, I have Northern roots, but we love each other. But we have our conflicts and we have our trials and we go through our tribulations. And I also think we grow, and I think we're extremely honest with each other, which I think most couples have trouble with. And so I think we offer a lot, and I think we need to see more positivity, to your point, JJ,
yes,
on TV without being fake, phony, or try to replicate the Huxtables.
Yes.
I think we're just the Colognes, right? And you guys are the Williams. But I think from listening and reading some of the comments on social media, people will attest that one thing that Aikisha and I, and you, JJ, and SoGucci, we brought balance to the show.
Yes.
And I think that will be missed.
Oh, yeah.
People will judge how they will judge. But at the end of the day, I don't regret our decision. I know you don't regret it.
Mm-mm.
And I think it was a moment in time. And I think, when we're past this, a couple years past, and when it's all behind us, we'll go back and, man, like, did you see that episode? Did you remember? Like, we'll go back and laugh at it. We actually we're in the muck of it a little bit. So, and we're kind of oozing out of it. But a couple of years, we'll go back while we're at each other's homes and laugh about, hey, man, throw in that episode where, JJ had whipped cream on his chest. So
yes, sir.
It was a hell of a time. And so once again, thank you, Carlos. I don't have any regrets. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for allowing us to show America who the Colognes were, and we continue to do so.
Exactly. And thank you to our fans to all the ones that we entertain that love us, we love y'all too. And trust me, hopefully this won't be it, baby. I'm pretty sure something big gonna come along. So stay tuned to the future, because we ain't done yet.
To everybody that's just watching us and joining the pod and listening to the pod and loves JJ, loves Willie, and love everything we got going on, shoot us some questions, man. Any comments, questions, throw it at us. We will answer it on the pod next episode, and we will gladly, give you a response and say thank you or give you our opinion. But overall, man, thank you once again. And this is the last time we're going to talk about Belle Collective.
Yes.
We won't be talking about Belle
Collective.
Yes. We will be moving on. We have some guests lined up. We have some people that are interested in our pod and JJ and I. So we got a lot of good things in the new year. So we're excited about it. I'm Willie Clone, and he is?
I'm JJ, baby, which going to keep you entertained. So y'all make sure y'all keep tuning in, because we're going to keep you laughing on here.
Peace, y'all.